Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are cookies. This particular cookie is, I think, between a shortbread and a sugar cookie, but it's filled with your favorite jam flavor. Easy to make, quick to bake, and they really taste, well, I think they taste fantastic. So let's get started. First, you're going to start off with three quarters of a cup of butter or margarine. So if you don't have butter in the house or you prefer margarine, well, go ahead. I've cut it up into small pieces because I think it's easier to break it up and cream it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You can use your hand mixer. It works great for this recipe too, but I find the stand up for the videos, it's much quicker for me. Okay, now I'd spend a few minutes, of course. I move everything up because of the video. Cream your butter. The next thing you're going to be putting in, of course, is granulated sugar, and you're going to put 2/3 of a cup, and we'll slowly put it into the butter, the cream butter. To beat that and mix it till it becomes quite light and fluffy. I'm going to put mine on mixer just for another couple seconds or so. You're also going to be putting in 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I've got to get a little bit more than what I put out in my container there, my little dish. Okay, so let's beat that. 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. Okay. Really got to clean the sides of my mixing bowl, otherwise everything just kind of sticks to the sides and at the bottom. Alright, I'm going to also now put in 1 egg, which I've had at room temperature, and blend it all together. More ingredients to go. We need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you're also going to be putting a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder into your flour. So I'm just going to put that in and give it a quick stir, and then just put the dry into the wet slowly till it combines a cookie dough ball. I'm going to raise my speed a little bit. And once again, making sure that the bottom as well as the sides. And I'm going to raise my speed a little bit. You're going to be beating it a lot lower speed, but again, I'm just moving it along for the video. And the sound's going to go up a little bit on this, so I want to warn you. Just removing the panel, taking off the excess. Alright, and setting that aside, of course. And now I'm just going to give it a good once over here till it all combines with my spatula. All right, now once it forms a cookie dough, it'll look like that. Okay, I'm going to put a little flour on my countertop here. I'm going to take that cookie ball out, grab the excess. I want to get it, use up all that cookie dough. Hate to waste any. And I'm just going to form an even round ball and a little bit of flour, as you see. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. Okay, just pick up a little bit of flour on my knife here. So we've got 4 pieces. Now, if you find this difficult to work with, go ahead, wrap it in a little bit of saran wrap or clear wrap, wax paper, and just chill it in the refrigerator for 10 or 20 minutes if you prefer. And then I just take the piece out like that, and the rest I just shape. We put a little bit more flour. You don't want too much flour, but you've got to have enough because the dough is a little bit sticky. And just roll it and shape it like a log. And you want this log to be about 12 inches, okay? And you're going to get 4 out of them. So they'll be 12 inches a piece, and you'll get 4 individual little logs like this, okay? I'm going to have all the recipe and the directions and everything below the video, so in case I, forget to tell you something or whatever, I will have it printed up. Now, the next thing that you're going to do, of course, is you're going to need a cookie pan or cookie sheet, that kind of thing. And I find it's easier if you lift that and place it on your cookie sheet, just like I did. Now, you can use your finger to form a groove into the dough. I like to just use the wooden handle of my spoon, and then I just go through and I give it a good press all the way down into the cookie log, like that. So you'll have a nice well in the whole length of that 12 inches, okay? Then what you want to do is pick your favorite jam, whatever you want. I'm using grape. I put mine in this little container because I think it's easier, it's faster for me, but you can certainly put the jelly in with a teaspoon. Now, if you don't like a lot of jam or jelly in your cookie, you could use about 2 tablespoons per, but I know I use a lot more because I like the cookie to have a nice filling in it. So then I just take that and I fill in that well. Again, if you don't like a lot of filling, then just put less and just eyeball what you think you want to put in. Like I said, I want to be generous with this, so the person, when they eat it, they'll get a taste of the cookie, but also that great flavor coming from the jelly or jam or preserves that you want to use. Now, what you're going to do is, and if you notice, I didn't have to spray or grease my pan. If you want to use parchment paper, feel free, but you don't have to grease your pan. You're going to bake these cookies at 350 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Start watching them probably around, I do anyway, about 12 or 13 minutes, because as we know, all ovens set up so differently, and you don't want to overbake them, you don't want to dry them out, and you don't want to burn them, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to rinse my hands real quickly and show you what they look like once they are baked up and then cool. Now when they do come out of the oven, let them sit for a few minutes before you transfer them to your cooling rack, because they have a tendency to break and you might not want to. And I love using a long spatula for the cookie to be able to lift it. But certainly, you know, like I said, let them cool down before you move them. Okay. Now, what I like to do is, and it's totally optional to do this, after the cookie is baked and it's cooled down a little bit, I carefully then, you know, put the long 12-inch, 4 of them, on my cooling rack. And then I go ahead and I make just a sugar glaze to cover them up with. And that's just powdered sugar and milk to whatever consistency, or water that you like. I think it gives it a nice little finish when you glaze them with the powdered sugar glaze. But again, these are really terrific cookies, even without the sugar glaze. And then I cut them on a little bit of an angle, or diagonal, I should say, and into like 12 cookies. So I get 12 cookies per roll, and there was 4 rolls. And they come out looking like this, and you can see how really cute and delicate, though they will bake up to a nice golden brown on the bottom. Okay, you can see that nice filling that is in the cookie. When you break the cookie open, it'll be a medium dense cookie, but they will melt in your mouth. They really will, and they really are really great with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And I like, because they're quick and they're easy to bake up. Well, there we have it. We've got a shortbread sugar cookie with your favorite jam, jelly, or preserves. If you try this recipe and you like it, well, I'd appreciate a like. And if you also try the recipe and you had great results with it or whatever, well, leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. If you're so inclined, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.